Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. My next guest, a real funny guy. Happy to have him here in studio. Actor, comedian, fellow by the name of Steve Rannazzisi.
You got it.
What's up, man?
How are
you
you,
a
buddy?
Philly guy?
No, New York, Long Island.
You grew up in Long Island?
Yeah.
And where do you live now? You live
I'm like 7 months a year I'm on Long Island.
Right.
And then 5 months a year in Los Angeles
In
when we
LA.
shoot the show, yeah.
Yeah, because you've been shooting for a while now, right?
This is, we'll be start sixth season. In July, we start shooting.
That's cool.
It's great. It's great. I mean, it's a fun show to do. We have a good time doing it. FX is a great place to work.
It is.
We've never had a table read. We've never had a note.
Really?
We've never had a,
not a note?
Not a note. I mean,
that's fantastic.
never a note like, it's always a note on time. It's always like, we got to trim. You got to, we always want.
So no
we're gluttons for
creative, no
time.
joke stuff?
No, they let us do that's what we do.
You
right?
might as well. Right, exactly. That's what you'd think that would be the thought process.
People are figuring that out, I think, a little bit more and more now. Like, I think they kind of just go, let them do what they want to do. And as long as you're doing it for a relatively cheap amount of money, what they consider cheap, that's all they care about.
It's a funny idea, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really
so,
cool.
I mean, and our show works great because it's football-based and it's the backdrop. And
Describe
America,
it, because a lot of people think it's reality.
No, it's not. It's sort of like if Larry David played fantasy football. And it's a Curb Your Enthusiasm style show. 5 guys grew up together, went to high school together, and they still play every year in this fantasy football league and want to destroy each other. And, but it's more about our relationships and our lives more than it is. You don't have to be a huge fan of football. Right. You just have to have friends that you hate.
It's a funny show. Yeah, it's about the relationship. About the relationships between you guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is it true that you guys already got picked up for 2015?
Yeah, I think. What are we? We're through 6, and then they want us. I think they want more shows. They want more.
Why
Always
not?
Sunny. They're doing like seasons 11 and 12.
Yeah, that show's been on a long time.
A long time.
Yeah.
We were paired with them. Now we're going to go off on our own. They have that new network now. It's FXX. Yeah, so they're putting all the comedies on that, and keeping all the beautiful people.
Yeah.
We actually did our thing last night. We do a bowling party every year. That's like their version of the upfronts. They don't do like a big. So you got a lane. And then an advertiser gets matched up with you.
That's hilarious.
But 5 years ago, it was just us and we got wasted with the Rescue Me guys and the Sons of Anarchy guys, and that was it. And Always Sunny guys. Now there's like everyone. Louis got a show there, and
a lot of funny, great stuff's been coming out of FX. I always liked Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You guys are really a funny original show, and of course Louis. And I did 7 episodes of Rescue Me. I did a 7-episode arc or whatever.
Yeah, it was great.
I mean, it was just fun. It was a fun show to work on.
Yeah.
And I got the idea that Leary and Peter Tolan got no notes either.
No, I don't think so either.
They did what they wanted to do.
Make a good show.
Right.
We took a picture with Timothy Olyphant last night. He's on that Justified show.
I know he is. Yeah.
Yeah. We look like gargoyles next to that guy. That guy
He's
is
a good
so
actor, though.
handsome.
He's a good actor though too. He's funny.
Yeah, he's great. He did an episode of The League. He played a white sushi chef. He was in love with our shows, and he comes on as like a total white guy, surfer guy, comes up with this character, but he's a sushi chef, and like he wants us to take him seriously. And we're like, we're not going to be. We want an Asian guy to. He's like, no, you're. Then he's got a wife, an Asian wife. We're like, oh, now it's good enough for you to have a wife. That it's all.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, there goes my pitch for the show. That's what I want. So I mean, it seems like you're having a good time doing.
We
that.
We have a great time doing.
And you
the show.
come back home 7 months out of you.
You
don't like to stay out there.
No, it was funny because we were getting. Everyone's getting their stuff together in the hotel today, and I'm like, I got a Little League practice to coach this afternoon.
You coach Little League in Long Island?
my son's 5.
Oh, okay, it's your kid.
Yeah, and he was, this is his first year in Little League, and they're like, we don't have. I'm like, I'll call. I thought
it wasn't your kid. You were just coaching Little League. That would have been.
Oh yeah, I have no children. I'm not at all. I'm interested in Little League.
I'm looking for one.
I'm just interested in Little League.
That sounds like a blast. Well, yes. 5. They don't start at 8 anymore. 5 years old, you're in Little League now?
5 and 6. Yeah, but it's a horrific nightmare. It
sounds like it. Is there ever an out? I mean,
the games last forever, but they want to hit. You throw them the ball. They don't hit off tees that much. No one catches the ball. But they can throw. They can we have drills.
It's like the Mets.
Yeah, it's they have no bullpen. That's what I like to do. I'm like, I want to do stuff like that you don't do. And
now, do you take the kid out to L.A.?
Yeah, he comes out for the summer.
Yeah.
Both my 2 boys.
So it's kind of a fun thing for
Yeah,
them.
yeah. My wife comes out. We still have our house out there, so they come out July and August, and then.
So you maintain a full residence that you own out there.
Yeah.
What part of LA you live?
Sherman Oaks.
That's a great place for kids.
Great.
That's like the Bad News Bears Little League area.
That's it, man.
That's it.
It's perfect.
Sherman Oaks is a fun place for kids.
Yeah,
It's
great. It's like a little suburban area. And it's 10 seconds from the city.
Isn't it weird? Like you're raising half a Valley kid though. It's
my
odd,
one
right?
son was born in
culture.
L.A. and he was actually on the league. We needed a baby, so he's got a SAG card. And my other son was born on Long Island. He's like. It's just the 2 difference between the 2 of them. It's like their stories. I'd be like, you know what it was like. I grew up in Los Angeles. You didn't. It was easier to get a SAG card back then.
Baby. What's the history of you and the other cast members? Have you known each other a long time?
I only met the other guys when we started doing the show. I was actually cast. A lot of them were like Nick Kroll and Paul Scheer, who play Ruxin and Andre. They'd known each other for years doing UCB in New York.
They're like a comedy team.
They were part of the UCB troupe, so they've known each other forever. Mark and Katie, Katie plays my wife, Mark plays my best friend. They're married in real life, so they known each other forever.
Right.
And John Lajoie, who plays Taco, just kind of was cast through YouTube videos in Canada. So it was kind of some of us knew each other, but when we got together, we did a chemistry test thing, and that was it. There was no network test or anything. They cast us, and they put us in a room, they videotaped us, and they were like, "This is our cast." And they're like, "Great, that's it, done."
Yeah, the first time I heard chemistry read that term, it was Tracy Morgan was doing a sitcom, and my agent.
He's doing one for FX too. I saw him last night.
That's a good place for him.
Yeah, it's perfect. Rob, the guys that do Always Sunny are producing a show, and I think he plays like a bus driver or something like that. The only clip they showed was him getting naked. Like it was a 10-second clip, and he's getting naked, and I was like, perfect.
I'm there.
Yeah,
I'm there. Are they casting a lot more people with YouTube stuff? You just said they cast off YouTube videos. People are doing YouTube stuff, and they're getting
people
cast
are getting
on
famous on YouTube. So it's like, well, then how do we? Like, there's a. I know you were just on with Tell and Jay, and every comedy club, we all pass each other, So there's this girl now that I see in every single comedy club who just made YouTube videos. I can't even remember her name right now, but she sells out comedy club after comedy club and does like noon shows or 2 o'clock shows.
And is she good at stand-up?
No, it's all 13-year-old girls. She makes videos for them.
Well, that's what I mean. They're setting themselves up for failure. It's
I don't know what the end game is, but they're selling tickets, and that's all people care about.
Yeah, but what do they do then? Like, that's odd. Like, what do you, like, if it's such a different, look, God bless her, but
turn it into a TV show, maybe. You do,
how do you get away with actually performing in front of the crowd without getting booed off stage? You know how hard stand-up is. They're just doing YouTube and then they're not ready to do it, and now they're in front of a crowd at a club overpaying for beers.
Or when you're doing your YouTube video, like drinks aren't being spilled, people aren't arguing over checks.
It's just a very different thing. I give her credit for trying to do it, but
this is a 13-year-old girl.
No, I think she's like 18, but she makes like videos for they're like teeny bopper videos, but they have like noon shows, right? Because they can sell them then. That's like, you ever go to comedy clubs where they have like the soap opera stars doing like signings and stuff during the day?
Oh, no, some of the non-smoking shows in the Midwest, when they used to smoke, the non-smoking shows were for old people.
Really?
4 p.m. It would be like at Zany's in Vernon Hills, Illinois. And they don't tell you until like the night before. By the way, got a 4 p.m.
Great, yeah.
Oh, got a 4 p.m. That's when I'm waking up.
Yeah, you're on after the guy on Days of Our Lives.
I swear to God, it was a club in Illinois, 4 p.m. The guy was 75 years old. He had suspenders on with his wife. And instead of laughing, this is what he did. He went, not funny. Not something. Not something. That's what he kept saying. That's something. And it's like there's no laughs. It's just brutal.
Oh, my dad explains the punchlines. It's funny because that's not the real thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't you get it?
He's not really that mad. No one gets that angry over things like that.
One time at a club, I had a 400-pound guy in the front row in Pittsburgh. I was so drunk for the midnight show, I repeated a joke that I had
I've done that before.
20 minutes before, and the guy just went like this. Did it!
I did it!
I was startled.
Oh, my God. I did 3 shows on St. Patrick's Day at Columbus, the Funny Bone. The third show, Saturday night.
Columbus, Ohio?
Oh, the third show, it looked like the Star Wars Cantina. The people that were like, I'm like, who's coming to the midnight show on St. Patrick's Day? The third show,
solo.
and I was wasted. I
Yeah.
repeated like 3 or 4 different 4-minute bits where people, I'm like, why isn't this going well? People are like, you did this already.
That's the one in the mall, Columbus Funny Bone in the mall.
Yeah, it's right on that strip mall over there. Yeah, it's great.
God.
Yeah, 3 shows on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, that's brutal. That is brutal. Now, the midnight shows, sometimes, I've gotten calls from, tickets were selling well. I'm like, why don't I just do a theater if I can do a 2 o'clock?
Yeah.
Let's keep selling. I mean, because I get drunk. That's what I was worried about. Not the crowd being drunk. Me being drunk.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm not going to not drink for a 2 p.m. show. And then me back when I drank. So now how much stand-up do you do?
I do not every weekend. I'm with the same guy, Super and Justin.
Okay, yeah.
So, I mean, I put the brakes on him once in a while, but I like going out twice a month.
Yeah, they'll have you out every weekend if you got to.
Yeah, but twice a month seems to be.
So when you don't do the show, the months that you're in Long Island, you do as much as you can.
Yeah, I'll go do stand up and run around, do colleges now.
How's that going for you?
It's fine.
Yeah, that's good money.
Yeah, I mean it's great, and they like to give out money, and I like to take it.
Take the money.
So, and they're fun to it's funny how I talk. I'm not that older, but it's like almost a different generation. They're way filthier than I was.
Yeah,
I think.
You think so?
Yeah, they really are. All the dudes just talk about sex. Every one of them after the show.
Yeah,
they want to know who's having sex with who in Hollywood. It's like the whole. I'm like, I had sex with my wife.
Stuff up, right?
On Long Island.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you.
That's what I know about.
Yeah, Seal and Heidi Klum, they still have sex.
Yeah.
Don't believe the divorce rumors, guys. They are still banging like crazy.
They're doing butt chugging. Did you ever hear this?
What? What is that?
This is when you take. This is a real thing, by the way.
I don't know if we can say it, but
no, it's fine. You take an enema, and you dip it into alcohol, and then
I mean,
that's how you get drunk for the night, so that they don't feel it. Like they don't. It's like I don't know what they feel, but
so you don't reek of alcohol.
Yeah, you reek alcohol, and you can drive around.
You reek
of
enema.
You reek.
Wait, see now,
an
it's
enema,
a different generation.
Isn't an enema like a bag? That
no, it's a stick.
They're smaller.
No,
ones,
that's a suppository.
What's this?
No, but an
enema is like an IV bag.
No. It doesn't have to be that big.
Oh, really?
It doesn't have to be
an enema is like
big.
washing out your.
I know what it is.
What
guts?
It doesn't have to be that big, though.
Oh, right.
This is the only time this conversation's ever been had on the air. I think.
Maybe.
I didn't know. I thought
think it's
an enema was.
It doesn't have to be that big. I think you're wrong. But maybe you're right. I don't know.
Maybe.
Well, they're getting drunk on that.
Well, I can tell you too that having been around high school kids, coaching and stuff, it is troubling the way things are going with the whole what you're talking about.
What do you mean?
Open filth.
Sex.
Yeah, open filth.
A lot of talk
about
do you think it's,
go back.
You think it's worse than
running trains?
You think it's worse? Well, you think it's worse than repressing it? Well, running trains is a different.
Running train. I mean, that's the thing. It's commonplace now.
It's sexual assault.
The whole interactive many people thing.
Going
on. Yeah, and that wasn't the norm.
Yeah.
When I was coming up.
Well, no,
I know.
Well, everybody's different.
Now it is.
We got gypped.
Now it is.
But Shed, did you ever run a train?
No, but I think Steve's right. We did get gypped.
We did get gypped.
Right? I know.
He could be the caboose.
Which is always what you want to be.
Hey, do you find yourself keeping up with fantasy more than you would have just for your show?
Yeah, you have to, but I'm way worse than I was when I wasn't on the show.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Because now it's like people think that you know what you're doing.
Yeah, right.
There's an expectation, but I don't know. I mean, and I talk to Matthew Berry and the experts, and I'm like, I know you're making that up too. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, Matthew, those guys.
It's like they know what they're doing. They do, but it's like it's still you don't know where the ball's shaped very strange.
Application that those guys don't necessarily
What'd you say? A physical application?
A practical application of the numbers that those guys don't always get. I know Matthew too, and he remembers every number. You can imagine season, stats, this and that, but
that's odd.
It's got to play out on the field. I saw Chris Johnson on 8th Avenue.
Well, you can't
yesterday.
stop talking about this.
Was he running around?
Yeah, he was just running. Yeah, he was running around.
Was he really?
He was smiling. The sun was glinting off his gold teeth.
He was doing a 21 sweep on 38th Street.
Well, that's the thing. He's not
on
a
for
team.
The Jets?
That's
maybe
no
he's here
one
for the
knows.
Giants.
That's
God Almighty.
Are you a Giants?
I'm a Giants fan.
James says
You're
the
a Long
Giants
Island-
don't have the cap room.
We don't have the.
You're a Long Island.
He was going to
Giants
make
fan?
$8 million.
Giants, Yankees, Knicks, Rangers.
And you're a Long Island guy.
Yeah, but my dad was Bronx, so it was.
Oh, so he brought you up properly.
Yeah.
Thank God. What part of Long Island did you grow up on?
I grew up in Smithtown.
Okay, that is odd.
Yeah.
Not be a Jet fan. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Well, the Giants don't have cap space to get him.
Well, apparently not. They just
figure something
paid Rashad Jennings $3.5 million a year, and he was going to make $8 million.
I know.
That's why they cut him.
So
now he's looking for something close to that. No one's going to want to pay him that.
Not $8 million.
If he makes $4 million, he'll be lucky. The going rate for a starting running back is about $3.5 million right now.
Yeah, well, listen, that's a lot of money though. If he gets $3, I mean, he'll be fine.
Here's the thing: the Jets could really use him. I mean, the Jets have Chris Ivory, who's always hurt, and they have Bilal Powell, who's kind of a backup.
Well, speaking of all this, listen to this: fantasy baseball fans on opening day, DraftKings.com awarded over $500,000 in cash prizes, $500,000 in one day. And there's way more to come. You got to check out DraftKings.com, America's favorite one-day fantasy sports site. A guy named Sam won $100,000. His first time ever playing. Seriously, a guy named Sam, $100,000 day one. DraftKings is one-day fantasy sports. That means no season-long commitments. It's easy. Just pick a team in minutes. Any sports fan can do this. Right now, you can play for free to win real cash. Enter Artie, A-R-T-I-E, today at DraftKings.com and get free entry into another huge contest. They're awarding over $400,000 in cash prizes, $400,000. Free spots are going quick, so enter Artie now at DraftKings.com, DraftKings.com. Steve Rannazzisi, you can stick around.
Thanks, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, hang out for a while. The show's The League. It's on FX. We're going to come back after this.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.